Okay, so this video is like half a week late, but I have a great explanation for it. I got caught up looking at this incredible fan art from Dynamite Cheese. I mean, look at that masterpiece. I don't think Picasso could have done this if he tried, but anyway, I'm just gonna let the video run now and I hope you guys enjoy. What's up guys, today we're going to be playing Subsistence. Before we get into the video, I'd like to say a massive thank you to the developer for giving me a key in order to check out the game while it's still in closed access. The links to the game's Steam page and Twitter will be in the description, so even if you don't want to watch this video, go and check it out as the game has some serious potential and it's great fun to play. Now this video is going to be my review of the game so far, and I'll be highlighting a lot of the features of the game in order to show you guys what it's all about. I must stress that it is in pre-alpha and not even released to the public yet, so the dev still has a lot of work to do on it and a lot of new things he would like to add into the game. First off, I just want to point out how incredible the graphics look, from the sun shafts to the swaying trees. I am definitely a fan of the aesthetics of this game. The environment that you have to survive in reminds me a lot of Rust, with the rock formations to the small caves, and I really do like the fact that there are not too many areas of long grass or too much shrubbery, making it hard to see anything. Currently there are no points of interest in the game, as the developer is still working on concepts for that. One idea that he shared with me was that he would like to add in an AI hunter camp that grows as you grow, which would give you a constant challenge when playing this game. There is currently more than one environment in the game, but I have not been there yet, and that is the snow biome. You will be able to see it in the background of the gameplay though, as it is located up on the hills. One thing that I currently see none of in the game is water, because I'm pretty confident the dev hasn't put any in yet. It would be awesome to see some lakes in the future though, because I know drinking water in the game is a vital part of staying alive, so somewhere to maybe refill water bottles would be pretty sweet. That's all I really have to say about the environment, to be honest, because I really do like the look of it all and I think the dev has done a great job, so there's really not a lot to complain about it. However, there is a small issue in my opinion with the trees and the animals, but I'll get onto that a bit later. For now, I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of the different types of resourcing and crafting you are able to do in this game. The first and most obvious type of resourcing is bashing a tree. Now when I said I have issues with the way this works, I'll explain what I meant by that now. As you can see here, you get a few hits on a tree until you are no longer allowed to hatch at the same tree anymore. And rather than it disappearing, it just has a short cooldown timer until you can hit it again. Personally, I would really like it if trees were to disappear after you're done with them. But again, that is just my opinion. Maybe the dev is getting around to it, or maybe he just prefers it the way it is. But anyway, another thing about chopping trees is that the logs don't go straight into your inventory, instead they fall on the ground, and I have no issue with that at all, but sometimes they do get stuck in the tree and you're not able to grab them. I'm not sure if the dev is aware of this glitch or not, but as soon as he finds out, I'm sure he'll be working towards making a patch for it. Moving on from trees, we have the next variation of resourcing, which is loot boxes. These can be found all over the map, and they contain materials that are vital to surviving and creating your base in them. I really do like this idea of the loot boxes, as it gives me more incentive to go out and explore, and I'm sure when the game becomes available on multiplayer, it will give others on your server incentive to leave their base more often, resulting in a lot more interaction between players, which people feel like we're missing out on in games such as Rust nowadays. There are some boxes better than others, but you can only open them with a key, and keys can only be made at a base command unit, which is a very interesting feature, and I will talk about it later in the video. Now, the last few ways in which you are able to resource is farming animals, farming ore, and picking up plants from the ground. When it comes to farming animals, as I said earlier, I had an issue with it because when confronted by an animal on this game, mainly the wolves, they tend to run side to side very fast until they get close enough to attack you. And this makes it really hard to hit them, as you'll see by the gameplay in the background here. In my opinion, I feel it is a bit too OP with the animals sidestepping constantly, so that should be nerfed a little bit. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Others may completely disagree, and that's fair enough. One thing I really do like about the animals in this game is that the more they kill, the harder they become to kill, due to the fact that they have levels, and I believe they go up levels every time they kill a player, and their health bar increases. This adds a new challenge to the game, and I'm looking forward to see how it will work in multiplayer. There could be some very OP animals. On to ore and plants. It's very simple with these two. For ore, all you have to do is search the rock faces until you find some, and then farm it with your hatchet or pickaxe. Sometimes though, the ore will randomly spawn on the side of cliffs, making it a little bit hard to gather, but that's not a real issue as there's plenty to go around elsewhere on the map if that does happen. Plants are very useful as they help you gather materials to make cordage, which is vital when creating a base, and they also help you craft medical supplies, which are necessary when fighting animals, and I'm sure will be even more necessary when fighting other players online. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it when it comes to resourcing in this game. Moving on to base building now, which is personally my favourite part of the game as it has so much variety and cool shit you're able to craft for your base. I feel as though the solo player aspect of this game revolves around base building at the moment, as it does take a long time to resource for it. When the game comes into multiplayer though, I would like to see increased gather rates or maybe less resources required to build a base, as it will be hard to farm enough in order to make a base before inevitably being killed by another player on the server. Now, a really cool feature in this game when it comes to base building is the base command unit. I don't want to go into depth about it right now, but basically it's a sort of control panel you can craft and place somewhere on your base. This gives you the ability to unlock even more craftable items, and when you die it'll show a marker on the map leading you back to your base so you don't lose it. It also allows you to name your base and I think add other people onto the ownership list. This could be possibly used to authorize people with door access and building access when the game comes to multiplayer. Another great feature that the dev has implemented on this game for base building is the ability to remove walls at any time and gain half the materials back that you spent on them, and I absolutely love this because it is hard work grinding for the materials to build a base in most survival games. And in most you don't get those materials back at all, but this way I think it makes a lot more sense and will make a lot of people happier. A glitch that I've noticed sometimes when it comes to base building is that sometimes when you add in 2 floorboards or adding in stairs, it will fuck up a little bit and one plank will end up half inside another, which frustrates me a little bit, but what can you expect from a game that's still in pre-alpha? Obviously the dev's going to be working on fixing glitches such as these before he releases the game. The amount of stuff you can craft for the base is awesome though. The coolest thing by far is a fridge. Trust me, I hate myself more for that joke more than any of you possibly can. But moving on, the gameplay in the background now should be showing you guys all the different types of things you can craft, from guns to sofas. It's pretty fucking cool. There are multiple different components for base building such as railings, curved floors, wood burners, refineries, generators, you know, a lot of shit. You'll see it in the background right now. Most of this stuff is used to make your base better and make it easier to survive, and some of it is purely cosmetic such as the sofa. But anyway, that's about as much as I'm going to talk about the game for now. I just wanted to show you guys the basics of the game in order to make you aware of it and give you my review. There are still a lot of awesome features I left untouched, such as taming rabbits. If you would like to see more of this game, drop a like down below and leave a comment with your thoughts on what you've seen so far. Thanks for watching and peace. Due to the fact that I'm starting a new channel with my good friend Jacob, who most of you will know by the name LolloFTW or YakPanWord, we've been working very hard on the channel these last couple of weeks as we have been eager to get it up and running as soon as possible, so that is the main reason